Dark Visions, the William Mortensen Story. Welcome to William Mortensen, the Antichrist of Photography, a journey into the life of a man who scandalized the photography world, captured Hollywood's darkest imagination, and earned that infamous nickname from none other than Ansel Adams. But who was this mysterious artist lurking behind the shadows of early Hollywood? Stick around as we dive into the life and legacy of one of photography's most controversial and captivating figures, a true master of the macabre. William Herbert Mortensen was born on January 27, 1897 in Park City, Utah, a mining town where the American West met the old-world values of his Danish immigrant parents. Young William was creative from the start, but his journey to photographic infamy would take some unexpected turns. After graduating high school, Mortensen served in World War I as a private. But when the war ended, he swapped his rifle for a paintbrush, briefly studying illustration at the Art Students League in New York City. Unfortunately, the instructors there decided he had no talent for drawing. A brutal judgment, but one that pushed Mortensen toward another artistic tool, the camera. Armed with his new creative weapon, Mortensen began experimenting with photographic techniques, blending traditional portraiture with an artist's eye for composition. Little did he know, this pivot to photography would lead him straight into the heart of Hollywood's golden age. By the early 1920s, Mortensen found himself in Hollywood, thanks to a curious twist of fate. He had accompanied his girlfriend's sister, a young woman named Fay Wray. Yes, that Fay Wray, the future starlet of King Kong. But William wasn't in Hollywood to act. He was there to create illusions. Mortensen's artistic flair quickly caught the attention of none other than Cecil B. DeMille, the legendary director of epic films. He started out making masks and paintings for the Ten Commandments in 1923, and soon became DeMille's go-to guy for production stills. Mortensen didn't just take photos. He created elaborate theatrical images that blurred the line between photography and painting. He meticulously staged his scenes, transforming ordinary sets into eerie, dreamlike worlds. His ability to merge craftsmanship with imagination earned him a reputation as Hollywood's secret visual alchemist. Inspired by the macabre aesthetics of horror films and the dramatic flair of German Expressionism, Mortensen began crafting a unique photographic style. His favorite subjects? Witches, demons, and the grotesque. While his peers aimed to capture pure reality, Mortensen reveled in artifice and fantasy. Take his 1927 piece, Off for the Sabbat, where a witch hovers in eerie freefall over a sleepy village. It looks more like a charcoal sketch than a photo, thanks to Mortensen's meticulous manipulation techniques. Using razor blades, paints, and even pumice, he transformed simple photographs into haunting visions that felt more like Renaissance paintings than snapshots. His labor-intensive methods defied the conventions of photography. Each piece was more than just a photograph. It was a dark and mysterious portal to another world, crafted with obsessive precision. But not everyone appreciated Mortensen's flair for the dramatic. In the 1930s, a fierce debate shook the photography world. On one side, you had the purists, led by Ansel Adams and the group F-64, who demanded clean, sharp realism. On the other side, Mortensen, with his belief that photography was an extension of the imagination. Adams despised Mortensen's work, branding him the Antichrist for defying photographic purity. But Mortensen wasn't bothered. In fact, he leaned into the controversy, arguing that photography's true power lay in its ability to create otherworldly visions, not just capture reality. The clash between these two titans represented a broader artistic debate. Should photography reflect the world as it is, or as the artist imagines it? For Mortensen, the answer was clear. Imagination always came first. In 1931, Mortensen left the glitz of Hollywood behind and settled in the artist community of Laguna Beach, California. There, he opened the William Mortensen School of Photography, where he taught his unconventional techniques to eager students. He also published 9 books, his most famous being The Command to Look, a philosophical how-to guide that combined visual psychology with photographic technique. It was so influential that Mortensen claimed a copy even made its way into the Vatican Library. Though the photography elite shunned him, Mortensen remained dedicated to his craft, nurturing a generation of artists who shared his belief that photography was as much about imagination as it was about reality. By the time of his death in 1965, Mortensen's style had fallen out of fashion. The rise of gritty photojournalism and the dominance of the straight photography movement pushed his dreamy, manipulated images into the shadows. But time has a way of reviving forgotten geniuses. Thanks for joining us on this journey through William Mortensen, the Antichrist of Photography. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more stories from the fascinating world of art and photography. Until next time, keep looking and keep seeing.